Just saying, guys.
Mom, can you give me Cheerios?
Can I get you Cheerios? No. You should have had dinner already. Come on, don't give me that face. You had Cheerios. You cannot possibly be hungry.
But I'm still watering.
If you're still hungry, we can have carrots. If you're not hungry enough for carrots, you're probably not hungry.
Carrots and bread.
And bread? No, just carrots.
Carrots and hummus. Just carrots and hummus.
All right, I will meet your carrots and hummus. All right, can we hold?
Can you just give me water with the carrots in?
I don't recognize that question. You have to try it again.
Can I have water and my carrots and hummus?
I still didn't understand the question. Try again.
Hey, Mom. You make your phone? Dad said Mr. Bobby.
I did not hear anyone asking me appropriately.
I figured that.
Hi guys, we'll start the phone rolling in a few minutes as soon as someone figures out how to say the magic word along with her requests.
Hi, guys.
Yay!
I'm just bringing my lamb.
Okay. Can you hand me the super soft foam roller? I'm going to have to use that one tonight.
This one? This one?
Yes, the one you guys like to tear chunks out of when I'm not looking.
Well, I've mostly done the chunks. I've mostly done. Can I have one? Because my carrots and hummus.
There you go. Hey. 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 Why would you pick that off the floor and eat it? Yeah, that's right. Put that in the trash, please. Alright, I guess you really don't want water.
Okay. Oh, the trash can is missing.
That will be...
A choice? What? Is it Grandma?
No, it's your dad.
Daddy! We're doing foam rolling right now, so they can hear us.
I'm sorry, I
Hey,
apologize.
Daddy! I'm farting.
Really?
No, it actually smells really good.
No, girl. Oh my gosh.
No, it smells good to me. What?
Well, it looks like you guys are having fun with Mommy. I just want to say I love you. I'm still at work.
Well, tell Daddy about what a good day you had. Shut
I
up.
made 2 new friends. What? I went to Stephen Knight's. I made 2 new friends. They're sisters. The one's named Sophie. One of the sisters named Sophie, and her sister's name is Ella. Sophie's older than Allie. I meant not Ella. L-E. Ellie. And
Shiloh, stop that now.
And we got to have dance
Do you wanna go to bed?
dance party, and we got to dance to a couple
Okay.
songs.
You know you're not supposed to touch the
And
windows.
we got to dance to What Does the Fox Say?
Big day.
Did Shiloh and RJ have fun too?
Right? People allegedly do like their own set.
Okay.
I have 4 kids under 7, so we are knee deep in constant poop jokes and farting and everything else pleasant. When is your food coming? When you say please then come give me a kiss, you know the drill.
And I got to make a basketball hoop. I'm not done because my cardboard's painted and it still has to dry, and I had to use a hanger, and the part where you put the clothes on, it was into a big circle. There are little bumps, and we would tie strings on it, and it would make a basketball hoop. And then we would
you want your carrots and water, you need to go sit over there.
You can phone by yourself.
I guess I'm gonna have to phone over myself. If you're gonna eat, it's alright. Here we go. I will go ahead and get started because clearly I'm gonna have to do this by myself. My name is Coach MK of the Fitness Protection Program. Thank you. You guys done? You're done already?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wanted to hang up because I really wanted to. He knew that I really wanted to do the podcast with you, and I wanted to talk to Daddy at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we can't talk to Daddy and podcast at the same time, and Daddy has a knack for calling the second I either start streaming or podcasting. So let's have a seat. Get this up.
Let's start.
Yay!
I'll be right here so you can at least see my face.
Is the baby already done or is she bathing?
She's in her pack and play, but not
What's-
sleeping.
Okay.
What's that?
But she's bathed already.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this quick tonight. I will probably stream tomorrow since I got more really good questions. But in the few minutes before the timed roll starts, and I always say it's gonna start at 7, I wanted to take a minute to talk about Leadville because I've been getting a lot of those questions lately. Registration is still open for the heavy half. And the questions I've been getting are along the lines of, hey MK, I know you hate Leadville. I'm thinking of signing up though. Will you help me train for it? And my response to that is a categorical, where the F did you get that information? That's not true. I respect Leadville. What I hate are people who do not. Leadville is, yes, Cheyenne.
I was just gonna say I'm also gonna do my word game at that.
Okay, now this is my turn to talk. Hang out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So when it comes to Leadville and the heavy half, I don't actually have an issue with Leadville. I don't actually have an issue with the fact that the heavy half exists. What I do have an issue with are people that get really excited and throw their name in the lottery and don't for the Leadville 100 miler and then don't do a damn thing training wise until after they have the lottery results. For someone who is already really fit, for someone that's already been training for a while, Leadville is still a stretch. So to go from couch to Leadville in 6 months just isn't enough, and that's one of the reasons why the lottery happens when it does. There is no way, if you're not already running a lot, that you will actually be ready for Leadville by the time the lottery happens. So every year I think the failure rate increases. It's something ridiculous, like 1/3 of people who start are unable to finish. Because they didn't take it seriously enough or train hard enough. It's a big deal. There are plenty of ultras. There are plenty of races in this country. Go do any of them. There are so many races you can just show up for. Color runs, candy runs, 5Ks, anything less than a 7K. You arguably wouldn't need to train for that. You could show up and walk it or force your body through it. It would be terrible, but you could do that on no training. Go do those races. Don't throw your name in the hat for Leadville, because when you win, you're taking the spot, a coveted spot, away from someone that arguably had earned it. And they just didn't happen to have a time fast enough to qualify. There are plenty of deserving people that are turned away from a lot of these races every year because assholes enter them for sport. And I would prefer that people didn't do that. So to be perfectly clear, my issue is not with Leadville. It's not with the fact that a lottery exists. It's with the people who enter aforementioned lottery having not even completed a marathon distance recently. So there we go. When it comes to the heavy half, I'm totally fine to get people ready for the heavy half. I love the heavy half. I have no desire to do the heavy half. I like going and crewing for friends. I like going and laughing at the people who clearly have done no training and show up without so much as a water pack and heading off from the start line with more than a little bit of shock in their faces as they realize what they've actually signed up for. When it comes to a training plan, though, my advice would be this. I do not have a specific plan for the heavy half. Lifetime, I'm happy to write one. Like Leadville, the Leadville Race Series are owned by Lifetime Run, and I'm still technically an employee of Lifetime Run. So if this is something you want to do, I'm happy to consider writing a training plan for it. At the same time, what coaches tend to do, if you were to ask a coach or a trainer what you needed to do to get ready for the heavy half, the response would be something like, oh yeah, we're going to need to get you really good on hills. We're going to need you doing lots and lots of hill repeats. We're going to need you incorporating hills into every single run. And I don't disagree with that. That is absolutely what the course requires. But this isn't the 100-miler. This is going to be, the heavy half is effectively a big, hardcore uphill hike. And you could treat it as such. It would not be it is disrespectful to show up to the 100-miler expecting it to be like every other race you've ever done and not taking it seriously, not respecting the race or the distance or the course or knowing anything about it. All of that's a travesty. With the heavy half, you don't need to be as prepared for a whole lot of reasons. You can go and have part of the Leadville experience and be part of a special weekend, do something really cool, see an awesome town, and do a really fun race without any of the assholery or conditioning really required to get to the 100-miler. So if you think Leadville sounds like a really great time, sure, sign up for the heavy half. But I'm probably not going to give you tons and tons and tons of hill repeats or all of the traditional things that most coaches might. And it's not because I disagree with them. It's just that I really start where the athlete is. And there are two things on the road that are going to mess you up good. I mean, the risks of getting hurt are so high, I almost hesitate to give them out. One of them is mile repeats. Mile repeats, when you're strong enough to do them, is one of the best marathon preparation workouts you could possibly get. At the same time, if you aren't strong enough to be doing hill repeats, that's cool. I can get you marathon ready without doing a single mile repeat one time, right? We don't have to do that ever in order to be ready for a marathon, arguably. So it's kind of like what is the best workout for this course and this event versus what is your body able to do right now. When it comes to something like the Leadville 100-miler, you got to think about that course and get your body ready for that course and all the specificity required. To do the heavy half, that's an experience. I would put it in the same category, God help me, as like a Disney race. I'm going to get beat up for this. But a Disney race is an experience. You don't go there to win a Disney race. You don't show up to PR at a Disney race. You go to a Disney race to get either #AllTheBling, or you go to have a vacation with your family, or it's an excuse to go have a weekend with your girlfriends. The race is the excuse to go do this thing. And I feel like that's really, the heavy half is the same. It's the excuse to go get a taste of the Leadville experience. You can easily go to Leadville without it. You could go to Disney without it, but you probably won't. If you must race, pick the shorter distance. What I would tell you is first get your expectations really far down, because you're going to be starting at 10,000 feet. I am a Denver native, and I've talked openly about what a shock it was to move from Katy, Texas, all the way up to 5,280 feet. So that took away a third of my oxygen. You're going to lose another third before you get to the start line at Leadville. That is a lot of oxygen to be without. With that, there's some training we can do that would adapt you to that, but nothing is going to have you totally ready other than living in altitude and altitude-specific training. So the training plan I would give you would be designed to minimize the wear and tear on your joints. It would be to fortify things like your glutes and your shins as much as possible before you get there, since so much of it is uphill. You need a lot of strength to pull your body uphill. I really don't care what you weigh. I care that you have enough strength to keep moving for however long this event's going to take you, and that you're not shocked when you get there and don't have any oxygen to breathe. If I have to say this one more time, both of you are going to be in trouble. I use the mommy voice because I'm the mommy and you're not.
Okay.
What are you telling her to do?
I'm telling her, because we're playing a game and she's peeking.
Okay, then find a different game, one where she won't shoot. Any game that you have to enforce the rules by being mean to each other isn't one we need to be playing.
Okay, Shiloh.
#life lesson, y'all.
Don't look, Shiloh.
Oh my God. As soon as I finish, I'll come out and grab them. Sorry guys, we're on spring break, we're at a new school, it's a long day. So that's how I feel about Leadville, the 100-miler, and the heavy half. If the heavy half is something you really want to do, that's awesome. Let's find a way to do it, but if you get a plan for me and you don't see a lot of things like hill repeats, there are other ways to get you ready to go uphill, go up a mountain with no oxygen. And those are the things that we are going to be focusing on, because we're going to get you ready to cover the distance there. It's not going to be done well. The name of the game is going to be survive. and don't hate the experience. So that is how I feel about that. Yay! With no further ado, since clearly I'm not going to be allowed to do this. Hi, yes.
I watched Incredibles 2 at my school.
Did you really?
Yes!
You like your new school?
Yes. Go up the stairs. Go up the stairs. She's just going to sit on the stairs. So
He's never been this excited
All
about
right,
school,
Bunch,
so I'll
are
take
you
it.
ready to round up downstairs?
Guys?
Downstairs.
Okay.
We're gonna transition.
Alright, let's go ahead and sit and concentrate your body's weight on top of the point where your shins hit the roller.
Guys, I'm gonna hide something now, and the first person to find it gets a prize.
A real one?
A real prize.
Like from your house?
Yep, I can bring it tomorrow.
Okay, let's get it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
What is
hide
it
it in
gonna
the
be?
basement.
Can I have a
It's a
dollhouse?
surprise.
What
It's
is
a
it?
surprise.
I think it's
So,
another
everyone-
transformer from my collection.
We're gonna go downstairs.
Shiloh, be quiet. I want mine to be a dollhouse too.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not, and you're not going to be touching the iPad again for a long time for that. I'm using the super soft roller because I am beat up. Seven. My shins are sticky and awful. Ugh. I hope yours feel better than mine do. Mine feel they're the worst right now. Ugh. there's no questions, yeah, I will see you tomorrow. You are coached, you are loved. Let's go win it Tuesday.